Hey, thanks for checking into this video. So the last two videos, we showed you how to find expired listings, weekly and older. And then we also did absentee owners. We showed you how to find them. Okay, and then we downloaded that information into a text file we brought up in Excel, Microsoft Excel. It's like, okay, great. Then now what do we do? Now we take that information and I'm going to show you how to pull that information into a letter that we can then print and mail to the property owner. So we're going to do the one. Hey, so I'm just breaking into my editing, and what I wanted to tell you is normally this part of the video, what I actually have already recorded is where I go through and clean up the data that we've downloaded, just because a lot of times the addresses are formatted incorrectly or inconsistently. Sometimes they have certain names in certain fields and stuff. So once you download the data, and the reason I'm telling you this is because YouTube doesn't let me post what appears to them and is personal information, even though it's available online. All right, so we have a spreadsheet with owner names, owner home addresses, owner property addresses. So YouTube doesn't like to do that. So in my previous videos, you'll see where I actually had to like blur out that part of the video. So what I want to tell you right now is the part I'm going to skip over is the part where I actually, maybe sort by certain fields just so that every name is consistent in like, this is how we're going to address them by name, like John and Sue, or even actually John and Sue Smith, just as an example, where some might say John Smith and Mary Smith or whatever, where there are two names. So you have to go through and kind of clean it up so all the data is consistent in each of the columns. And the reason that that's important is because when we mail merge, what we're doing is we're taking each row, all right, each row of data is one property and one potential client. Each column is like first names or full name or street address or city, state, zip. Zip plus 4 is each one of those columns. So when we create our template letter that you will see, we're putting a field in with the mail merge in the document, and you're going to see this next. But it'll have like little brackets, and it'll say full name, like dear, and it'll have a code inserted, full name, and then it'll have the information about the property address or whatever. But the reason that that's important is we don't want the letter to say dear last name, like dear Smith, right? We're going to say dear, John and Sally Smith, comma, So we have to format the information that we download, that raw text, so that we don't have to go through and manually edit every single letter, because we also need it formatted when we print our labels as well. So it's a little bit of work at the beginning, but remember how many records we had originally, and now we've got it scaled right down to the really, really, really refined data. And that's what we're going to actually do to put into the letters. So I just wanted to break in here to say that you're not going to see me clean that up, and it's a little long and a little boring. I get it. I'm geeky like that, but I wanted to at least explain that. So now we're going to jump forward to when we've cleaned up the data, and then we're going to modify and create the Word template document that'll make all the letters come together. Okay, so now we're looking at a template letter document that I'm going to use. This is an absent owner letter I had done before. You can adjust and modify as required, but essentially it says, hi, my name is, and I'm a real estate associate broker with eXp Realty. I live and serve Plattsburgh and Clinton County. I found that you may still own a property at 34 Bayshard Road. Reaching out to see if considered or are interested in selling the property. We have a housing shortage, blah, blah, blah. What do you think? Short and sweet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this template letter and we're going to update it and merge it with the information that we just downloaded for those other 35 records earlier in the video. So the first thing is, obviously, we want this to be April 2022. I don't like to do a specific name because sometimes if you change it, it just gets more, like, oh, I didn't mail it out for 3 days and now all the letters are old looking. So if you go into Microsoft Word to the Mailings tab, you can do Start Mail Merge, which will walk you through step by step. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go here because this part here is pretty much what it steps you through. Okay. And Microsoft probably has videos that are a lot more refined than mine, but this is specific to real estate, and that's what I want you to know. So we're going to pull the recipients. In other words, where are we pulling the data for the letters? We're using an existing list, and that's a spreadsheet that we just did a few minutes ago, that mailing test 1 of Peru, right? So we're telling them that that is our spreadsheet. It's coming up now and asking me, you don't see it on yours because it's a pop-up from Excel. That it's double checking which tab of the spreadsheet we're going to use, right? And now it already recognizes that first, that tab, some of the data in here. Okay, so that was select recipients, edit the recipient list. That would be, so this is a pop-up. That's kind of annoying. It's a pop-up in Excel with all the names that are on there and asking us if we want to uncheck anybody or check anybody. We're not going to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do insert merge field. We're going to do owner full. That's the first one. And that's where it's going to pull the owner's full name from that spreadsheet and put it there. And then we want to do the tax address, which is the street, and then the tax address city, space, the state, space, the zip. Okay? So those are individual columns in our spreadsheet, right? Those are the ones at the top that kept moving down when we were doing that, right? That was annoying. So what it's doing is it's going to take the first row of that spreadsheet and fill in this letter with the information that's there. Once these letters are done, I'm going to hit print on those bad boys, which I'm going to do in just a minute. Hold on. Okay, so I just went through and updated all these. It wasn't scrolling because it was still, my recording software was still on the template, not on the individual letters. But you'll see here, like I have information at the bottom about my NAR certifications, just making the letter all appropriate, having all the information on the top that's required by your state and your broker, etc. So these are all set to go, and I have 28 of them. So the other thing that I do is I don't want to not use the back page. So what I do is I have a bio flyer that I do that I'll put as a black and white copy on the back, and then this letter will be on the front. So at least I'm not sending an unused marketing space, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hit print on those, and then we're going to take this to the next step. And the junk mail I get on my phone. I'm sure you do you want to lose 27 pounds? It's like, hey, that's kind of personal. And then I'm going to show you how to take the same information and do the the labels. And then we're going to go right through and stuff them and ship them and send them out. So this is a live exercise. I pull these from my market. These letters are going to go out tomorrow. So we're going to get printing, and stay tuned.